page 230. 230, yeah. Page 230, figure 727. This is the humerus, okay? And what you're going to find at the distal end of the humerus are there's two little indentations at the end of the humerus. If we follow along the medial edge, we can put our finger in a groove right here called the trochlea. The trochlea. The next groove over to the left on the lateral side is the capitulum. So you have the trochlea and the capitulum. If you have your book, you can actually see those in your book, the trochlea and the capitulum. These two little impressions are very important because there's two bones that actually go there. One is the ulna, and I'll put that one right here, okay? And this makes the elbow joint, okay? So this is a nice joint to have if you're in Italy and there's people right in front of you. You can go, The bone that sits next to it in the forearm is the radius, and it's called the radius because one of the ends is what? Round, and radius is a geometric part of a circle, and so that goes right in there. Okay, so we have two forearm bones between our elbow and our wrist. Okay, and so here's how that goes first. Before we do that, let's fill in our box for the shoulder joint. The glenoid fossa. The glenoid fossa of the scapula articulates with the head of the humerus to form what? Shoulder joint. All right, good. All right, so let's start and kind of watch me as I do this one right here. The clavicle articulates medially with the manubrium of the sternum, laterally with the acromion of the scapula. It is the glenoid fossa that articulates with the head of the humerus. Following down the medial edge, it is the trochlea of the humerus that articulates with the trochlear notch of the ulna. This is the trochlear notch. That's how you know this goes on the trochlea. Okay? And of course, this is the ulna because what's the shape of this joint?
It's like a moon.
U-shape. Okay? Then, laterally, it is the head of the radius that articulates with the capitulum of the humerus. Oh, by the way, turns out that the radius articulates with the ulna at the radial notch. Okay? Let's go through it one more time. The clavicle articulates with the manubrium of the sternum, laterally with the acromion of the, then it is the glenoid fossa of the scapula that articulates with the head of the humerus. Following down the medial aspect, the inside of the arm, it is the trochlea, say it, the trochlea of the humerus that articulates with the trochlear notch of the ulna. Laterally, it is the capitulum of the humerus that articulates with the head of the radius. Oh, the radius articulates with the ulna at the radial notch. Want to do it one more time? Let's hear some people talk. Okay? The clavicle articulates with the of the
Sternum.
then laterally with the acromion of the, then it is the glenoid of the that articulates with the head of the humerus. Medially, it is the trochlea of the humerus that articulates with the trochlear notch of the ulna. Then laterally, it is the capitulum of the humerus that articulates with the head of the radius. Oh, by the way, the radius articulates with the ulna at the radial notch. Make sure you know where that radial notch is. I'm going to come around and show it to you. See that little moon right there? Put your finger there. Ow! Okay, I can't resist. See that little notch right there? Yeah, that's the radial notch. Yeah, so when they show you the radial notch, they might say, hey, what bone goes there? What would you say? The radius. Or they might say, what is the articulation that goes there? The head of the radius. Okay, see that little notch right in there?
Got it.